Alright, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jaleesagraham, and if you are new, thank you for joining me, and I'd love it if you like, subscribe, comment, join my YouTube family, and if you're returning, as always, thank you for returning, supporting me. I really appreciate it. So I wasn't planning on doing a video, but I just had like a thought come to my mind, and I wanted to actually start doing little like car chats, like little car videos of just like conversations, really, just because when I'm driving I feel like I have all these great ideas, and I'm not in my car now obviously but I was sitting here and I got some news. So like I booked like a job, and it just made me like think of something. So I was like, let me just jump on here and talk to you guys real quick. And this will be a cool way for you guys just to like get to know me as I like grow my channel and things like that. If you don't know, I'm a Jaleesagraham. I'm a foster adoptive mom. I do have a limb difference. I am a, what else am I? Actor, model, got 2 boys. Yeah, but so I just wanted to jump on here really quickly because I do act, and I just I booked a job, right? So I wanted to just, so this is just basically about showing up for yourself and showing up for your dreams and your goals in general. So I booked a job recently, which is coming up, which I can't tell you about it yet until it comes out. But I'm gonna actually, I might do it in this video. My picture is in a store, guys, and if you're following me on Instagram at Jaleesagraham, you know what store that is. But I'm gonna take you guys there and to show you my picture in a store. I'm really excited. I'll tell you about it once I do that. But if you're following me on Instagram, you already know what store my picture is in. I did a modeling skin ad. But okay, regardless of that, so I booked a really big job recently for a big brand. I'm gonna make this quick, and I'm not gonna tell you yet, but overall, I will tell you it's a huge job. They're flying me to LA. They're covering everything. I'm getting so much, like I don't know, I'm just like in awe. I'm in awe. But the way I got this job is because I went to an event, I would say like 2 years ago, with this brand. I went to an event, I was invited there, and I wasn't gonna go. And this is the importance of showing up. So I wasn't gonna go before the event. Obviously after this comes out, I'll tell you, well, you'll know the brand and everything, but I wasn't gonna go before the event. So the event was like in the evening, I'll say like maybe 6 p.m. or something. Before the event, if you know anything about me, or I can tell you a little bit about me, you might see me on Instagram like so confident and everything, and I am confident, but I also get nervous and insecure just like everyone else. And I get anxious. I have bad anxiety. I get anxious. So I had, before this event, like a couple years ago, I had an acting class with a really big actor, and I was nervous. I'm a fan of this actor, so I was nervous doing my scene. I get hot, I get anxious, all the anxiety symptoms, I get them. So after the class went well. I was dressed in like jeans and a t-shirt. I wanted to go home and change, but I didn't have time because the class went longer than expected, and the event I was going to, I showed up late. I wasn't gonna go because I felt like everyone there was dressed up. It was in such a nice place, and I had on jeans and a t-shirt, and I felt sweaty. I just felt like I don't even fit in right now. It was such a huge and like fancy, everyone was like dressed up nice event, not like not like gowns, but like you're going out to brunch, like heels, nice tops and things like that. And I had on like sneakers, jeans, a t-shirt, and I just felt like I don't fit in, but I went anyway. It was a beautiful place. They had it set up so nice. I went there to be at the event, and also there was a celebrity there. So I'm late. There's a presenter talking. Because I'm late, they didn't want to like sit me at my table. What they do is they sat me on the stage with the presenter. So now I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I feel like not great. Like, I'm looking at everyone, they look so nice. You ever just feel out of place? I just felt like I didn't fit in. It was that imposter syndrome, where I just learned about that today from a girl I follow that I love, Kendra. And imposter syndrome is just like when great things are happening to you and you don't feel worthy of them. So that's what I just didn't feel like I fit in. So I'm actually end up on stage and everyone had to go around and introduce themselves. So now I have to introduce myself on stage where I feel like I look a mess and I just feel like I'm not my best self. So I introduced myself and everyone was really great. And I actually like made a, like, I'm not very, like, I'm a shy person, so, but I was actually somehow like very comfortable and I made a joke and like it went well. It was like, it was well. So I went eventually to my table. The celebrity came out. Everyone got to meet the celebrity. I met women that night. It was an all women's event. And I met a couple friends that I still am in touch with and we're like friends on social media and things like that. So overall, it was a good night. But I want to talk about the importance of showing up, of me going, even though I didn't feel my best. And I feel like in my life, I have missed out on a lot of opportunities, auditions, etc., from feeling not worthy of being there. And in the result, I just didn't show up. So who knows what could have happened, you know? So I showed up to this event. I didn't feel my best. I wasn't going to go. I went. Fast forward now, years later, I think it's been like 2 or 3 years since I did that. That brand reached out to me, out of all the women that were there, reached out to me because they're having another like campaign type of thing that they're starting. And I'm going to be like the face or like the intro person for the whole event. They're flying me out. I'm meeting another huge celebrity. It's just like such a huge opportunity. So when I booked this, I was just, actually they reached out to me and it happened so quickly. Within like 2 weeks we were talking about it. I accepted it and I got my flight. Like, I'm leaving in a couple of days. So I have my flight and they booked me a whole, they've given me so much. I feel like unworthy kind of, you know, but I'm getting better with that. But I just wanted to talk about the importance of going places, like when, even if you don't feel like you belong or you're not ready, to still go, because I had this great opportunity only because I showed up for myself at that event 2 years ago, even though I didn't feel like I fit in. That goes into, I want to talk about when I did Project Runway. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I did this season finale last year of Project Runway. I was a model for Team Victoria, and that audition, so I went to that audition and again, so if you know, I'm a foster mom. So that day I actually accepted the placement of a foster child. So sometimes you find they'll call you, depending on the state you're in, they'll call you the same day, like, hey, we have a placement of a 1-year-old boy, a 5-year-old girl, etc., that we need a placement for 2 weeks, for 10 days, for an undetermined amount of time. Either you might accept a placement one day and get the child that day, or in this situation, they asked me about the week before if I would accept the placement like this coming Friday. Being moved from one, they were moving the child from a foster home, and they asked me if I'd take him. So I knew that I would have the child that day, but then I also had the Project Runway audition that day. So what's funny, and then like I remember, so I eventually did Project Runway, but looking through my emails 10 years before, like it, and what's crazy is like exactly 10 years, like the same month and everything, almost to the day. I had 10 years ago, I emailed Project Runway and I was like, yeah, so I want to be a model and I would love to know like how I can be on your show and blah, blah, blah. And they wrote me back like, oh, well, we don't do the casting for the models. We usually find them through agencies, but best of luck, blah, blah, blah. So, and that's so funny that 10 years later, I was on the show, which is crazy. But so for the audition for Project Runway, again, with showing up, just showing up for yourself no matter what, because you never know. Majority of the jobs that I've booked, I felt, I don't know if this sounds good or not, but I felt like unworthy at the audition, or I felt not ready. You know what I mean? Like when a huge show calls you, whatever show it is, you know, you just feel like, oh my God, you know, they want to see me, and oh my God, I'm so nervous, and you feel like I felt like always nervous. Um, it's still important to show up, and also to remember, which I learned from Kendra, I love you, that when you do a job, whether it be with whoever it is, a big brand, a lot of the times you feel like, oh my God, they picked me, and you feel unworthy, and you feel like, oh my God, you know, I'm so scared. But you also have to remember that they picked you because they see something special in you, and there's something special that you bring to the table, that you have to go in, which helps me now. When I go into auditions, I go in with that confidence in my mind. Like, although I'm happy to be here, I also know that I'm bringing something to the table. Like, I have something that your brand wants. And it's not a cockiness, it's just something that helps me relax my nerves and my anxiety. Because if it's one way where if it's one-sided to where I just feel like I'm so grateful to be here and I'm just happy that you picked me, then it puts a lot of pressure on myself to where I'm questioning every thought and every move that I do, because I want to please you and just be what you want me to be, versus thinking that I'm coming in and just be who I am, and who I am is enough, and showing up as myself. And like, sometimes I pretend that I'm already a celebrity in my mind. This helps me with my anxiety, because if I go in thinking, oh, I'm a star, I just feel like it takes the pressure off of myself to where I can just be who I am. So in my mind, I'm Jaleesagraham, the celebrity, and everyone on set is waiting for my arrival. You know what I mean? So that just makes me more confident, to whereas whatever I do, they will love it because I'm a celebrity. That's just that's just what I think. I have to do little tricks and things like that in my mind, because I really am always like nervous and stuff. So that just like helps me, and just to pin in my mind, like I'm bringing something, you know what I mean, and I'm worthy of being here, and who I am is enough. I don't have to try to be like what I think you want me to be. You have to always remember that if a brand picks you for an audition, they see something in you that they like. So just be you. That's all. Just be yourself. Come in and be yourself, you know. So wait, what was I saying? Okay, so Project Runway. So for the audition, so on my mind, I was like trying to, maybe I'll insert like some pictures so it's just not me sitting here talking the whole time. But from Project Runway. But so like I came in, first of all, in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, I have to hurry up because I had to go in the city, and they're dropping a child to me. Well, they're bringing a child to be placed with me. And I didn't want the caseworker to have to wait so long I'm trying to just like accommodate everyone. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't go to the audition, because, you know, I have to get ready for the placement, you know, the child's coming. I did get a bunch of stuff for the child beforehand, but going to the city just takes a while. So I was like, well, what if I'm late coming back? And, you know, I didn't want the caseworker to have to stay after hours and wait for me. So that was on my mind, but I went anyway. I went anyway. I felt like I'm not worthy to be on Project Runway, but I went anyway. And all those thoughts of like fear and doubt, I went anyway. I missed my train. I went anyway. I was late showing up. Went anyway. Something else happened, because I remember I wrote it on my Instagram, but I can't remember now. And then I get there, and I don't know. So I have a limb difference. So most of the time when I go to a job, most of the time, especially in modeling jobs, I'm the only person there at the audition with a limb difference. So that just makes me feel, and that doesn't mean they're not auditioning other women or men with limb differences or disabilities. We might just be at different times. Although when I did go to the Project Runway, there was another model there with a limb difference. So that just makes me feel good, because sometimes when I go and I feel like everyone looks very modelly, like, you know, when you just could look at a woman and like, oh, she's a model, or she just like looks like a model, her physique, the way she's dressed, flawless skin, you know, and I'm like, oh, I don't look like that. So sometimes I'm insecure going to modeling gigs, especially, you know, with a limb difference, and I don't feel like I look like modelly in a way. So that's always on my mind. But then I still went, and then I didn't have heels, right? So I had heels and I left them in my car because I was rushing to catch the train, missed the train anyway. Basically was late, missed my train, didn't have heels. So one of the ladies that was working the casting made an announcement like, hey, does anyone have like does anyone have extra pair of heels for her to wear for the walk, for the audition? So you kind of waited in a room, and then you went into the audition room one at a time, and you did a walk, and that was it. It was really quick. Everyone was nice. It was good. So this one girl, first of all, there was one seat open in the audition room, and I sat in it, and actually then there was one next to me, the only seat available. So this one model just came in as they were making the announcement if anyone had a pair of heels to loan me. No one raised their hand except the model that just walked in. And she sat next to me, and she was like, sure, you can use mine. I was so grateful. Like, she literally just came in. No one else like offered. So I was like, thank you, whatever. So her shoes were probably like 2 sizes too small. I was so grateful to her though, and the heel was so high. Like, I don't usually wear high heels. I might wear like a block heel, but she offered to let me use her heels, so I was so grateful. And then I'm sorry, something happened, my Wi-Fi. But so I was so grateful, and she came in just in time, like an angel, to save me. So the shoes were tight, but I was like, in my mind, I was like, just don't fall. If you can just walk, girl. What happened to my Wi-Fi? All right, I'm sorry, y'all. But if you could just, I don't know what happened to my Wi-Fi. But I was like, if I could just walk this walk, like literally, it's walk in front to the camera, twist, come back, walk in, come back. And if I was just telling myself, if I could just not fall. The shoes did not fit, and I was like, I just need to not fall. That's all I need to do. So I did it. Shoes too small. I did it. I did not fall. That's all I was saying to myself in my head, like, just don't fall. I really don't know what happened to my Wi-Fi just now, but anyway, yeah. And then turns out I booked the job, so as I just booked this job that I can't tell you about yet, and the only reason I booked it is because I showed up to that event 2 years ago, even though I didn't feel like I was ready. It just made me think, like, just show up for yourself, guys. No matter what, if you don't feel ready, if you don't feel worthy, if that imposter syndrome is coming on you, just ignore it. Throw those fears and doubts away, because you never know the opportunity. You might, like, I went to that event and it was a good event, and God has set it up for me to where going to that event helped me get this huge booking that I just got. But if I would think, oh, well, it's just an event, it's okay, I can miss it, then I would have missed out on this opportunity years later. So actually do everything for your future self to thank you. You're worthy, guys. This message was just on my mind. Just do it. And if it's castings, auditions, if it's school, if it's whatever it is for you, whatever you have to do. Like, I never realized until now the importance of showing up for yourself regardless. I missed out on so many opportunities. I used to have a thing. My hair is natural now, and I'll usually wear my hair natural. I'll wear knotless braids. I will flat iron my hair. I kind of just do like simple styles. I love my knotless braids though. But when my hair was relaxed, I had a thing where if my hair wasn't done, if I needed a touch up and my hair wasn't done, I wasn't doing anything. And that goes for auditions, that goes for job opportunities, that goes for friend events, like just hanging out with my friends. Like, if I felt like, oh, my hair's not done, I wasn't going. And then I went through a stage of the same thing with makeup. Like, if my makeup wasn't flawless, I felt like, oh, I can't go out, or I can't go meet with them, or I can't go to an audition. That's before I knew how to do my makeup, but even now, like, now I'm makeupless, I'm like no makeup on. And I had to learn to just be me, you know what I mean? To not worry about the materialistic things of always you know, I feel like social media puts so much pressure on you to be perfect all the time. And I really missed out on a lot of things because I felt, oh, I don't look right, or, you know, my hair's not done, my makeup's not done. When I tell you I had a opportunity to do to have a newscasting network come to my house this years ago and interview me, and I didn't do it because my hair wasn't done, y'all. Okay, that's how bad it was. But so I say that to just say, remember to be yourself. Remember to show up for yourself. If you have dreams and goals and things planned, and nothing will ever be perfect. So, and that was has held me back a lot. Also, it's feeling like I'm not ready, or I'm gonna do this when this is done, or I'm gonna do this when that is ready, or I'm gonna do this when all my bills are paid, or I'm gonna do that when this is done, or when I gotta do this first or do that. You know what I mean? Nothing will ever be perfect. So make sure that you show up regardless and just be yourself. And you never know what could happen, even if it's years down the line. That thing that you did years ago will help you years later. You know what I mean? And that's really all I wanted to say. And also, I was thinking of just also what I've been booking a lot of gigs, but I haven't taken a lot of time to appreciate where I am. Because I remember, you know how they say, it may sound cliche, but you're living in a moment that you used to pray for. So like things are happening in your life where there was a point in the past that you were praying to be at this moment, and now that you're at this moment, you're not appreciating it. You're only focused on your next goal, next goal, next goal. You know what I mean? And I found myself doing that because I have so many ads coming out this summer. I'm so proud of myself. I have probably booked like 6 huge ads huge brands back to back to back. And the fact that this is the second time I'll be flown out to LA, everything covered. A client is like covering everything for me. And I remember when I just wanted to be like, I never even thought, or it was a goal just to book a gig. It was a goal just to book a job, not even to have a client fly you somewhere. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important to appreciate where you are. I remember before I even had a car, just appreciating that you have a car. Like I remember when I used to live in Bloomfield and in Jersey, and there's a mall, Willowbrook Mall, that I used to always go to with my younger sister. And I remember we used to take the bus there. I remember one time, or a couple of times, it was so cold, and we used to have to walk to Bloomfield Center to take the bus. I don't know if anybody in Jersey knows Bloomfield. To take the bus to Willowbrook Mall. What bus was it? I don't know. I don't remember the bus. I can't remember the bus number. But it was a long, my little sister. She always used to say it was like forever. Like it might have been like 40-minute bus ride, maybe an hour. I don't know. But it was the last stop on the bus. So she used to always say, "Oh my God, it takes forever to get here." But we used to just go to the mall. That was my little sister. We used to go to the mall. Now she's in college, but we used to go. I used to take her to the mall, and we used to hang out, like buy her some things and stuff, just to do something. And then it was a walk like out into the parking lot to get to the bus, and like standing there, you're in the parking lot, so you see everyone driving by. So I used to tell her like, one day I'm gonna have a car, girl, one day, and we gonna not be on the bus. We always talk about that, like one day I'm gonna have a car and we won't have to be in a bus. And now I have a car. I mean, this is years later, but I have a car, and we're working on getting her a car. So it's just being grateful in the moment. And I have my own place. Like I remember like just wanting my own place, and now I have it. Just wanting a car, now I have it. Having a career in acting and modeling. Just appreciating where you are. You know what I mean? Just appreciate where you are. And that doesn't mean you don't focus on where you're trying to go, but actually appreciating how far you come. Being gentle with yourself. Appreciating the journey, not always so focused on I gotta do this now, I gotta book this. Especially in acting and modeling, it's so much about the hustle and trying to book the next gig and auditions and stuff, but actually appreciating your accomplishments and what you've done so far and where you are now. Just appreciating where you are is like what I'm trying to learn to do. It's just appreciate where I am, show up for myself, always, no matter what, show up, do what I say I'm going to do, and yeah, show up. So I just want to just had that on my mind, guys. I don't know why my Wi-Fi is not working, but I'm gonna fix that. And just loving yourself, like self-love. I've been doing a lot of things for myself lately. And yes, that's all I really just wanted to say and share with you guys. Show up for yourself, and no matter what, it'll never be perfect. You'll never feel ready for what you're doing, but you are ready. So that's all I want to share with you guys. Yeah. All right, guys. Bye.